Welcome back. Well, on the bench here you see one, well, it's not really a project. Something that I built quite a few years ago. This is a kit from Antique Electronics Supply. It's a power supply for antique radios. It's got it's got C plus and C minus, 135 volts plus, and 90 volts. And we've got plus 67, plus 45, plus 22, and over here we have our A voltage. Now, this pot right here adjusts the A voltage. There's another pot over here that adjusts your C voltage. B voltage is either the 135 or the 47 or the 45 or the 22. Works pretty good. I never had a problem with it. Again, I found it when I was cleaning stuff. We moved to this house about 10 years ago, and this stuff's been down the basement the whole time. So it was time to go through it, get rid of some stuff, and I found this. Found some other stuff too I thought you might be interested in. Okay, we've got this. This is a tape control center from Radio Shack. I used it years ago to dub to and from different tapes. You can go through 8-track to CD or to cassette, anything you want. So this might come in handy. I'm going to hang on to that. Let's just check out what else we got. This is a Stellar Lab small amp. Don't remember what the wattage is on it. On the bottom here you'll see it's got 2 battery compartments. Each one holds 4 batteries apiece for 12 volts, and the center knob pushes in to turn it off, comes out to turn it on, and it's the volume control. So use this quite a bit. And here's the back side, in case you were wondering. Oh yeah, there's also a DC in jack, which I use most of the time because it sucks up batteries pretty good. Okay, here, I forgot all about this. I built this Ramsey AM transmitter. Quite frankly, I built it, I never tested it. I did put that LED in it, but I haven't hooked that up yet. Okay, here's a quick look at the inside. Not too much there. Let's see. This slug here adjusts the frequency, and pretty much that's it. This is the on-off switch over here, and then your antenna and audio inputs, and the audio, sorry about that, and the audio frequency counter. I've used this for many years. It's not bad. It's a cheapie, but it goes from 0.4 to 1,000 megahertz, so that covers quite a bit. Look at that, made in the Philippines. That shows you how old I've had it. When was the last time you saw that? But we may put this to use. We may not. Never know. Let's see what else we have. Okay, here we have a LePai. This is an amp and FM radio. It has a remote for it. It'll also do SIM cards, USB, and auxiliary input down there. And show you the back. Power in. We have our speakers out, and we have auxiliary in, different types. I got a trim ring around here somewhere for it, but I don't know. We might be experimenting with this in the future. And this is an old. Let's turn it the right side around. This is an old Lafayette code practice oscillator. This goes back to when I was first getting my amateur radio license. At that time, technicians had to do 5 words a minute, so I used to practice a lot on this. I have another one around here somewhere. This does not work now. Don't know what's wrong with it, so this is one of our little projects. We're going to see what's wrong, and we're going to get it working again. We have this ugly little thing. This is a transistor radio. Quite frankly, I think this is one of the ugliest ones I've ever seen. It's got the dial there. Has a pointer on it that's missing. Right here. This, I would have never bought this, but it came with a package with a couple other transistor radios that I did want. Actually, this is a kind of a miniature of an old Crosley. I don't know what the model number is. I'll see if I can find one and post a picture. But they did have a Crosley radio that looked like this. I don't know what it is about this thing. I just think it's ugly. So, but anyway, we're going to try to get it working. Okay, here we have a Pioneer. This is an in-dash stereo. I had it in my van for quite a few years. It's got a satellite radio module on it, and pretty much all the bells and whistles and audio in. It's got even a thing on the back for if you have a power antenna, you can hook it up. Now this front faceplate opens up, and inside there is a CD slot, and the faceplate is removable. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to mount this in a little box, and I'm going to put it in my my ham shack as a radio. So this works fine. This works beautifully. So all we got to do is make the box and hang it up there. And we have one more thing, and I'll be right back. Well, actually, I have a couple more things. I have this. Oh, camera doesn't seem to want to focus. This is a 2 meter ham auxiliary amplifier. So you can use a handy talkie that only puts out 1 watt and amplify it so you can get better signal. Now this, it says for every 1 watt in it gets 10 watts out. So you put 5 watts in, you get 50 watts out. That's pretty good. I bought this at a Hamfest years ago, and actually I never tried it. I got it for dirt cheap, so we're going to take a look at this and see. There's not a whole lot inside. The bottom's loaded with screws. I thought this was quite unique. This will tell you what how old this is. Made in New York City. Well, I don't know about New York City, but at least the state of New York. So that's quite interesting. Now Ramsey has been out of business for quite a few years now. But this is the Model PA10. They also had a Model PA1. The Model PA1 was a kit that you put together, and you had to supply your own enclosure. The PA10 was a factory built, and it came with the enclosure and everything. This is a heavy duty aluminum. You can see by those mounting ears it is pretty thick. So we're going to find out if this works, and if it doesn't work, we're going to fix it. I did a couple preliminary checks, and the power transistor, which is the main item in there, is still available. So we're going to see about that. Okay, we have this. What is this, you might add? This is a crystal radio. A friend of mine built this many years ago and gave it to me, and we're going to kind of restore it and see if we can get it working. Not quite sure how he mounted the crystal in here. It's underneath this insulator somewhere. And there's the tuning cap. Ceramic. This is a ceramic base on it, so you know how old that is. It is cracked on this corner, so we're going to see if we can glue that back together, and we're going to get this working. That ought to be an interesting project. This is for anybody that's not familiar with a crystal radio. This is a radio that only uses the airwaves to power that tuner. There's no batteries. You use a high impedance headphone set with it, and you'd be surprised. It's still a very, very popular way to get into the hobby. There's a lot of people that build some of these for DXing, seeing how far they can, receive from thousands of miles away, and they do quite a good job of it. So we're going to see what we can do with this one. This is a keg. It's a keg radio. You see, here's the tuning dial. Over in the front here, that's the on-off switch and the volume. Now you see there's a couple holes on the bottom here. When I got this, it had no base for it. Usually it has two little stands that mount under here with a half moon in them that cradles in. So we're going to have to make one of those. The inside, you see there's the radio. There's the speaker down there. Takes a 9-volt battery. I don't know why there's two battery holders in it. That I don't know. We have some semblance of a schematic in there. And there's a little closer look at the tuner itself. You can tell this is quite old because it has the open air variable capacitor in here. Most of the later ones have you'll see it in some of your transistor radios, a little square box. So this is pretty old. I have no idea how old it is, but it's if I had to hazard a guess, it's probably somewhere in the 60s, because by the end of the 60s they came out with the square plastic enclosure, and they were all enclosed. So that would be my guess. I can't. Looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like there's 7 transistors in there. Oh, wait a minute. No, take that back. That's a. Okay, it's 5 transistors. The other things are electrolytics. So it's only screwed in with 4 screws there. We're gonna definitely work on this. The reason for this video is basically to let you know that I'm working inside nowadays. The weather's just too lousy to work outside in the garage. So I brought some stuff in here that I can work on in here and piddle around. So that's about all I have now. I think I've gone over everything. If not, I'll let you know in another video, but I think that's all for now. So, well, with that, we're going to say goodbye. I'm sure I'll be back before then, but if not, everybody have a wonderful Christmas and holiday season, and we'll talk to you next time. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. All is appreciated, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. And we're back already. This was sitting right next to me, and I forgot all about it. This is a Zenith. I think they called it a wallet radio. I've had this for quite a while too. Matter of fact, I didn't show this with my novelty radios because I'd forgotten all about it. But it's in pretty nice condition. The speaker grill doesn't seem to have any real dents or anything else in it. Color's kind of ugly. It's kind of a pea green. But this does not work. I know that because I just tried it. So that's another thing we can piddle around with. So we got a lot of content coming up. And I hope you'll be there with me for it. So this time, bye.
Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day.